center. Hicks going back, and now over, makes the catch on the warning track. Aaron Hicks, 420 feet from home plate, hauls it in.
With the Gateway Arch welcoming us in the background, a look at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And before we get on with things here this evening, a look at the two starting lineups we'll see featured tonight. Chris Miller entering play here tonight. Well, they've been playing some pretty good baseball, 5-2 over their last 7.
And the month of June is really where you begin to weed out the contenders from the pretenders. And with summer right around the corner, these guys are really starting to play some of their best baseball of the year.
And he'll make it into third here with a 2-out triple. So just like that, there's a runner at third with 2 away. Chris Miller, first pitch on the way. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field. And that one is out of here. Planted into the right field bleachers. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Number 11 for him on the season. And the Phillies have pulled.
Take a look here at where the catcher's going to set up. Now, that pitch was supposed to wind up down and away, but this is just a total miss in location. Comes right back over the heart of the plate, and that's why that baseball is a souvenir right now.
Chris Miller.
2-out walk isn't the worst thing in the world. You'd like to avoid it if you can, but this can be a dangerous spot if you just root with it.
And he takes. Here it comes, 2-1. Pitch inside the throw, and it's far too late as he steals second with ease. Motion for his bullpen here. That'll do it for the starter tonight. Chris Miller will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Phillies to this point. In the air, down the left field line and deep. Rivas has to range back, but he'll make the catch near the line, and there are 2 men gone. Chris Miller. 2-1. Here's a fly ball way out to right center, and no one will track this one down. It's going to fall in there for extra bases. Around third and being waved on home. And he will score as well. And that's a big at-bat there as they've broken this one wide open. His wits.
Oh, his team is absolutely imploding right now, and it basically came out of...
Now, meanwhile, this ball's going to get through, and that's a base hit.
Getting back into this ball game or growing dimmer by the batter.
He takes the changeup the other way out toward right center. And a long run, but he's there to track it down. Nice ring. And fellas, as always, a few guys we could have chosen from, but out of everybody, that's the man who stands out in my book. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, I think
A's have won it. 3 consecutive years in the postseason for the Oakland A's. And again the 2-2. Popped him up. Foul ground.
MLB The Show has baseball for you on a Saturday night in St. Louis, Missouri. And before we get on with things here this evening, a look at the 2 starting lineups we'll see featured tonight. Chris Miller will stand in, and you see what he's done over. A big pitch here, 1-2. That's headed for the gap in left center, and that should get our opening marker home as this is down for extra bases. And the runner will score from second. Around third and being waved on home. And he will score as well. As they're on the board here in the first, it's now 2-0.
And what a perfect way to start an inning right here. You get runners on first and second, and you know that puts the pitcher in a little bit of hot water. Then, as you see here, he turns up the heat even more, driving in both of those runs and winding up on third base. Still nobody out.
3-2, here it is. Fastball hit on the ground is short. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile, Chris Miller. Now here's the first pitch. Oh, this is hit hard towards second, and he's got himself a base hit. Oh, and it's off target, and he'll be safe. But Chris Miller, that one.
I don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but When you miss in the zone, especially.
And he will get there to make the running play, and that is he'll hit with runners at the corners and 1 out in the inning.
You gotta make him swing the bat and not be giving up walks at this stage of the game, because those could be fatal.
And here he comes, 3-1. He's running again. Pitches a called strike. The throw not in time as he steals second. Here's the full count offering. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Catch is made near the line. Here comes the runner from third. And they'll go ahead and tack another to their lead. Come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this depth. 1-1 on the way. On the ground to second base. This could be 2. There's 1. And boy, just about overshot his man at first, but he's able to pick up the save. And quite a lot of offense in this one, but if we had to highlight one guy that made the difference, there he is. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, just 2 hits.
Time in Dodger history, a no-hitter. The 11th no-hitter in Los Angeles Dodger history. The first since Hideo Nomo in 1996.
Afternoon baseball now on a lazy Sunday afternoon at Busch Stadium. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. Chris Miller will get. Here's the first offering. Ball hit on the ground here for the first baseman, Bell. And he'll take this one to the bag for the out, but meanwhile the runner will move up 90 feet. Chris Miller, the next pitch.
Here we go now. Come on now.
And good contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will... Chris Miller.
Out. This has got to be somewhere near the middle, and you just got to hope you get lucky.
And he gets under this one a bit as this is lifted into center field. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. And it's a sac fly and an RBI. It's now a 2-0 game. Chris Miller will stand in for the
That
fourth.
pitch count getting up there just a little bit. You can see that some of these pitches are missing just a little farther away.
And sorry to interrupt, but the play has been made for the third out. 1-1 on the way. Ball swung on and lifted in the air with some carry out towards left center. And he will get there as he had to cover a lot of ground to make that. He'll take over to start inning number 8. The 3-0. And that misses for ball 4. So the potential go-ahead run moves over to...
And the Giants, once again, win a game in a very unusual way as this crowd goes crazy.
We're a few blocks west of the Inner Harbor at Oriole Park here in Baltimore. And before we get too much further, here's a look at each manager's starting lineup here for the opener. Chris Miller. Happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
And so would the guy on the mound.
And he will get there to make the running play, and that will... Chris Miller.
Take a look at a few and see what he's got.
Hit hard towards the hole. And a base hit as that'll score the runner from third and tie our ball game at 2 apiece. From first.
Here we go.
And he gets under the 2-2 a bit as this is sent in the air out to straightaway central. Miller is there now, and he has it. 2 gone.
And you know, if you hit your spot, change speeds.
3-0 pitch. And that misses. Ball 4. A run
Out there. That strike zone's going to feel like it's the size of a soup can.
on. Hold that thought as this ball gets down for a base hit. 1 run is scored. And the second run will score here. 3-2 pitch. Now a swing as he shoots this down the right field line. And boy, the Phils just keep right on rolling as this will be extra bases again. Around third and being waved on home. And he will score as well. 2-run homer his first time. And looked like he jammed him that time a bit as it's hit in the air to center field. Miller will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head.
See, this ball's not even in the strike zone, but he chases out.
Here's another 2-2. Now a half swing, but it's strike 3 anyway, says the home plate umpire. And that's out number 2 the year so far.
Let's turn. Come on now.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. On the ground to second base, this could be two. There's one. On to first, but not in time as he beats it out. Chris Miller. Now here's the pitch. And this is in the air down the left field line and into foul territory. Barker under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3.
420 feet from home plate, hauls it in.
What a great catch by Aaron Hicks.
Pointed right at the first baseman, and that's an easy play. Oh, he missed it!
It's been the home of the Orioles since 1991, and there's a good look at beautiful. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. Chris Miller, the 3-2 one more time. And he looks at ball 4 now, so he's aboard. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw way late, and he's in there easily at second. Chris Miller. Here he comes on 2-2. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Throw on to first is in time, and the Phillies are turned away. Is over. Chris Miller will step in his dugout.
Yeah, he cannot be liking what he's seeing, that's for sure.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. Lopez is over, and he puts it away for the first out. Here, 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far. Now a ball hit in the air to left center. Miller is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Chris Miller will stand in now, and what? Here's the 1-0. Gets out in front of the fastball there as this is hit sharply to the right side, and it'll get on through for a 1-out hit. Chris Miller. And ball 4 here on the intentional walk, so now they'll have a force at any base with 2.
The A's have won it. 3 consecutive years in the postseason for the Oakland A's.
Now on 3-2 to Utley with Rollins.
Pitches. Carpenter swings and hits a drive. Right center field. It's in the gap, and it's down off the wall. Molina scores. Adams scores. Jay scores. Carpenter